So many good learning lessons, but the best part, it can be summarized with such a basic example that even my 6-year-old daughter would know how to diagnose. Before I get to this comment that I got, let's just set up a premise, and I promise this will insult you and your intelligence. If it doesn't, then I don't know, go call up an adult, call up somebody, because this is something that you need to know how to do. So we have, I don't know, we have Brody. Brody is the camera guy's son. He's a good guy. All right, so Brody is looking at this. That is the road, street, whatever you want to call it. And just to add a little bit more context, it's busy. Meaning there are cars, there are vehicles that, you know, going back and forth on the road, but I mean, regardless, even if there wasn't, it's still a road. So Nate, is Brody old enough now to, you see where I'm headed with this. Brody wants to get over here, Nate. So does Brody know what to do as he walks up here, or are you still working on it?
We're still working on it.
Okay, still working on it. But let me ask you this. This is the thing where if you don't know what I'm about to ask, and if you don't know the answer, find an adult immediately and figure out what the answer is here. But if Brody wants to get over here, what does he need to do? What should he do? What should you do? What were you taught to do? Well, look both ways, right? Why were you taught to look both ways? Well, because it's a risk analysis form. At the core, that's what it is. You're learning to get data, take that data, apply, and then get over and avoid the risk. The risk, of course, being getting hit by a car, okay? So nothing complicated there. So let me ask you this. This is now, not Brody, but this is you. What would be the only reason why you wouldn't go across the street? Why wouldn't you do that? Well, the only reason anybody would ever do that is, well, I don't feel confident. If somehow you didn't feel confident in your strategy to get across the street. Now, granted, I get it. It's a very basic, it's a very easy concept that even children understand. Look both ways. Now, of course, you don't teach a child, look both ways so you can analyze the risk and avoid the risk of, and increase the probabilities that you don't die. You don't teach it that way, but that's essentially what's going on. But the only reason why you would never cross the street, assuming there's not an earthquake and the ground splits open, is, well, I don't know. I don't feel confident. I don't feel comfortable. I'm hesitating. Well, why would you hesitate? I mean, if you didn't know how to cross the street, then yeah, you would hesitate. If you don't have true faith in the strategy of getting across the street, you would hesitate. Because, well, you either don't have a strategy, or you just don't have full confidence in the strategy, or you don't have full understanding. The point being, it all revolves around the strategy, and you either just not knowing it, not having confidence in it, or not fully understanding what the strategy should be. Are we all on the same page? Let's get to this little, I don't think it was an exchange, just a general comment. So this person says, "Hi Clay, a question for the end. I struggle a lot with hesitation. Missed a trade today and I kicked myself for it. Then the ones I take don't work. It's almost a fear stopping me. Any tips?" 2 key words going on here. Did you catch them? Hesitation. Hesitation. And fear. Don't worry, I know how to spell that one. Now, equate it back to here. What would cause, Brody, what would cause you to have hesitation or to have fear of crossing the street? Well, you just not understanding, not actually having a strategy. Or maybe you have a strategy, but the strategy is telling you, no, you better be fearful because look, there's like cars every half second. So yeah, you better be fair. So that's not the type of fear I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a fear derived from the strategy itself. I'm talking about a fear derived from the fact of, well, very clearly, there is no strategy. And that is why you, the person asking this question, or maybe just in general, why do I hesitate? Why do I just, I'm fear, and pretty much, why am I just confused? Why is there no clarity to my trading? At the core, because you don't have a strategy. I'm sorry, and I get it, it's cliche, buy low, sell high. That's not a strategy, okay? You go into the market and, well, what's your strategy? Oh, I trade stocks. Okay, well, it's not a strategy. How do you trade stocks? Oh, I buy low, sell high. Okay, that's still not a strategy. And the proof of that is, well, how do you feel? Do you feel like this with hesitation and fear and doubt and adrenaline and emotions flying all over the place. I mean, why is crossing the street at its core very anticlimactic, right? Because you have 100% confidence in the strategy that if you look both ways and you don't see any cars coming, or that one car's half mile down the road and that car's another 2 miles down the road, I mean, you're not going to hesitate. You're not going to have fear. You're going to stroll across the street, maybe whistle a song, maybe you're doing who knows what. There will be zero hesitation. Why? Again, because you have full confidence in the strategy. So when you feel unclear, when it feels like there's no clarity, when it feels like there's no confidence, did you ever think maybe that's why you're not being consistent? Because everything is just random, everything is just flying all over the place. I'm hesitating, I'm fearful, and then when I do something, it doesn't work. And that is the epitome of not having a true strategy. And that's the epitome, in this case, she thinks she has a strategy, and her thing is, well, any tips for this being my strategy? Well, no, you don't even have a strategy to begin with. I can't critique anything. And I don't say this like looking down at anybody. I was here. I was the biggest idiot of them all. And I tell the story all the time, and I'll just keep it short. I thought I was going to be rich on a stainless steel muffler company penny stock. Not some biotech, not some sort of, they're going to win some court case and it's going to send them flying. Not anything that would make any sense. Stainless steel mufflers. So I know what idiotic looks like because I'm like King Idiot. In fact, my kids just had a Burger King crown. Who remembers getting the crown from Burger King? They have one. I should put it on right now as King Idiot. But so I don't say any of this, but you don't have a strategy. If you're not confident to cross the street, you do not have a strategy to cross the street. If you're not confident, if you're hesitating, if you're fearful, if you're fill in the blank of any sort of emotion, you don't have a strategy. And I don't care what you're telling yourself because your emotions are telling you a whole nother story. So just keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. Got to get a strategy. And the best way to figure out, do I really have a strategy? I don't know. Can you cross the street, or are you just starting to sweat bullets at the thought of crossing the street? First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.